Today is the 6th day of June 2020 on official lockdown in the Bahamas on a Saturday, June 6th. I was so happy and it's so interesting to see that the United States of America, 9 months, is still seeking to bring Abaco back to some normalcy. When I saw that the fire department in Fort Lauderdale could have auctioned off a fire truck, but they decided to give it to the volunteer fire department in Marsh Shaba. I just want to show how proud I am to be Abaco and Abaconian, and proud of the independent thinking of the men and women of Abaco that built Abaco without much government help. Only one sad thing about receiving the truck after they fix it up to their new Linda Trico Mackey. How the hell did she get the keys but she's gonna drive away, trying to make this weightless, absolutely nothing F&M government look the part? Why is she even there? You imagine the world that 2020, that Abaco, all the monetary fund that they've sent into the government over 20 years, 45 million, that the government of the Bahamas have not bought the community of Abaco a fire truck in the history of Abaco. They've only put a fire truck on the airport because the United States government made it mandatory. But here we are, 2020, and the government refused to put a fire department in Abaco, as huge as Abaco is. Bakers Bay, a small entity, has EMS and fire department in Bakers Bay on Guana Key. And the government of the Bahamas don't feel that it's necessary to take the burden of the volunteer fire department in Marsh Shaba. And to have Linda Trico Mackey. This is the woman that said that she is solely responsible for bringing COVID-19 on Bahamas Air into the Bahamas. And she is not being fired. I wonder who she's friendly with. Which one of those ministers she's overly friendly with? Is it Darren Henfield, who is our immediate boss? Why haven't Darren Henfield fired her? The Prime Minister said that he will give the nation a report on how Linda Trico allowed this to happen. 2 weeks later, not a word. Did he shelve it? Did Linda Trico is the Prime Minister's special friend? Why he isn't saying anything about her? She said the same exact words that Drain Sands said, that he is totally responsible and hold him accountable. On that, he gave his resignation. Why is Linda Trico so special to Darren Henfield and the most honorable Prime Minister, Dr. Hubert Minnis? Why isn't she back in the Bahamas? And why the hell is she accepting anything on behalf of Abaco when this Prime Minister, my MP, have refused to speak to the people of Central Abaco? Nor have they told us how much money that they have collected on our behalf, nor has the incompetent Hiram Lewis met with the residents, local government, and Central Abaco and said what is priority. You imagine the government waste time with Hiram Lewis and K. Forbes Smith, giving K. Forbes Smith $150,000. Hiram Lewis now got a ministerial plate with chauffeur. And they're absolutely clueless on what to do to bring Abaco back to some normalcy. They're so absolutely worth nothing, worth nothing, that they can bury our dead in 9 months. And when they did bury them, drop the casket, empty caskets, no national broadcast. The Prime Minister felt that we were nothing before the hurricane, couldn't get us out of there. He could have used the emergency power to evacuate us out of the storm track. Did nothing. Still didn't attend the funeral. He nor the Deputy Prime Minister. It was not priority. One of the worst chapters in the history of this country was not important to him. The people of Abaco is still not important. When are we going to get power? When are we going to get water? It's 9 months. A new baby could have been born. This is the slowest response. It's so slow that it almost seems like there is no response. Only response that they have done is for them and their cronies to get monetary fund. But the cleanup, the dome, the dump site, it's all for them. Abaco did not sit on the table. You see, if you're really a government of the people and you said it's the people time, the people need to sit at the table of decision making. You may give us bread, but we don't want bread. We don't need bread. We need water. In order for you to know that, you have to speak to us. How could you speak for us and you don't speak to us? Same thing with Darren and James. They can't go to the Honorable House and speak for Abaco when they have never lived there. Darren, 35 years. James just became American 12 months ago. Bahamian, 12 months ago, give up his American citizenship. How could they speak to people that they hardly know? This is one of these Kai Care video reminding Abaco and Abaconians we have always been resilient and we shall overcome, not because of the help of this government, because everything is done for them and to make them look kind of a good. It was never intended for Abaco or Abaconians. If it was, we would be sitting at the table and letting them know what we need at this time. You imagine hurricane season is here and there's no hurricane shelter available. The schools are still in ruins. The churches are still in ruins. So what if a Category 3 with the roll in? Where would we go? I passed the hurricane shelters on Wolf Road, Mackey Street. The Haitians still have that occupied. On Burnett Road, they're still in there. So where is the Bahamians gonna go if a hurricane were to blow through? What is social service and the government doing about the displaced Bahamians that live in the mud and the peas, that been there over 20 years? Where and what are they supposed to do 9 months later? These are the questions that need answer from this heartless, uncaring, weightless government and ministers. When are we going to have some dialogue after 9 months? When are you going to sit to the table with the people that barely survived the storm? Kai Case, on the 6th day of June, on a total lockdown in Nassau, Bahamas. Kai Case.